What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. MLB DFS video. It is, unfortunately, it's Monday. It's May 6th, but we are back with a video. If you've never been here before, we do things a little bit differently here. We go through everything. So we're going to look at all of the games. We're going to look at the pitchers. We are going to look at the bats. So if this is all you need, and this is the breakdown you need every day, that's awesome. That's what we're trying to do. If you need a little bit more help, maybe you need some lineup construction help, maybe you need some core plays, maybe you need, some other help, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com is the website. If you go to the MLB tab, we have everything down there, from player projections to simulation models to ballpark ratings to umpire factors. We've got it there. If you want to go check that out, You can sign up for FTA Plus. Also in the description of this video is our Discord. Go in there. We give core plays out there. We go back and forth. We had a $20,000 winner the other day. We talk about that. We bounce prop bets off of each other. We do it all over there. Need a little bit more help? We have an article which coincides with this slate. So we're going to go over everything here. But if you want to see some of the plays we've plucked out that we like at each position, that is in the description, as well as signing up for DFS Hero. That is our partner. So we've partnered up with them. They have a great optimizer. You can use our plays. You can use our projections into their simulation or their lineup optimizer and build better lineups. So if you sign up for the first time and deposit, you go through the trial, and you go with a month pass, we will give you a free FTA Plus month. You just got to let us know your username on the website. If you sign up and you do a yearly pass, we're going to give you a year pass on top of it. So go check that out. But we have giveaways every single day. 2 ways to win. The first way to win: like this video, be a subscriber, and just leave a comment on the video to help the algorithm, but also help you. If this video gets at least 50 likes, we will give away a free week of FTA Plus. That is a week of MLB, NASCAR, PGA. I don't know if we're going to continue with NBA. There's 1 to 2 games a night. We'll see. Thinking about bringing back MMA. So that is a chance. That being said, if this video gets 100 likes, someone will win a free month. 150 likes, a free $200 year. And if this video ever gets 200 or more likes, someone will win a $500 lifetime pass. So all you got to do, like the video and leave a comment. The second way to do it, like the video, leave a comment again. So if you haven't for the first way, and tell me who is going to hit a home run and what inning are they going to hit it in. You get both of those correct, send me a screenshot of your comment on this video to dfshelp1@gmail.com. That's dfshelp, the number 1@gmail.com, and we will get you set up for a free week. I believe at least one person won yesterday, maybe 2. I cannot remember off the top of my head, but we're going to see who the winner of yesterday's video was. So looking at this, we had 35 comments, 115 likes. So someone is going to win a free month, and you can come back and win every single day. We've had multiple people win. We had multiple people win the day before as well. You can win every single day, guys. So we are going to see who the winner is. If it's my name, I will redo it. Davey J321. Thanks for the content. Always a big help. Let's bring home that bacon. Yes, congratulations, Davey. If you already have, like this video. If you already have an account on the website, let me know that. Email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. And if you don't have an account on the site, let me know a username and email, and we will get you set up for your free month of FTA Plus. Congratulations again. Come back tomorrow and the next day, and the next day. So it's a total of 9 games on the slate. This first game, Giants at the Phillies, we cannot use. It is a solo game by itself. It is not on the slate here. So yeah, that's not on the slate. The problem is this game right here is what starts it. So 5:10 Eastern, there's an early slate. So we're going to dig into that early slate. We're going to look at it. So Tigers at the Guardians. You got Jack Flaherty versus Tristan McKenzie. Flaherty, 27 plate appearance, basically 1 start out of there. And let me preface this. If you watched yesterday's video, we killed it with the plays that we liked. Loved Judge. The weather scared me a little bit. Judge with a first inning home run. I had a mini stack of Jose Ramirez and Josh Naylor for Cleveland yesterday. Both hit home runs. Shohei hit 2. Like, all the chalk plays hit home runs yesterday. The odds were like plus 200,000 for a parlay. I did not have it. Unfortunately, I did all of that work for you guys, and then I got a few lineups in. I didn't get any of my sports bets in because I had to be outside. I had to do yard work. I had to do everything around the house yesterday. But I saw some tickets from you guys. People email me, people tweet at me. You guys absolutely killed it yesterday, which is awesome. That's exactly what I want you to do. I've also had people kill it and then ask if they could tip us, which they can. If you would like to tip us, you can either hit us up on Discord or you can email me dfshelp1@gmail.com, and I will give you PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, whatever it is. It's greatly appreciated. It is not expected, but it is awesome to help the channel out. If you can't tip, liking the videos and sharing the videos go a long way on YouTube as well. So Flaherty is coming off it might be his career best start ever against his former team. McKenzie has struggled this year, but he has had success against Detroit. 37 plate appearances, .088. When you have a 3-game slate like this, you got to get creative, especially with the possibility of rain in Pittsburgh affecting this. So we look at Flaherty. He does have a 4 ERA, 50 strikeouts. He's coming off 14 strikeouts against the Cardinals. They lost the game, 6.2 innings, no earned runs, 14 Ks, only 1 walk, 41.2. I think a lot of people are going to be chasing this game, and they're not going to. That's what they're going to do. A lot of the new-ish DFS players will chase this 41.2 fantasy point game and be sorely disappointed. He's not the most expensive pitcher on this small slate. There's a reason. He had a really good game there. Tampa Bay, 6 Ks, but 4 earned runs. Minnesota had 10 Ks, 4 earned runs. So the earned runs are there, and they do take away some of the fantasy points. Cleveland, for the most part, has not been hitting home runs lately, except for yesterday. But 4 ERA for 8,800, little expensive for me. But again, with a 3-game slate, possibility of a 2-game slate if the weather is actually bad enough. I did get scared away from the Yankees game yesterday because the rain was bad. It rained the entire game. They finally put the tarp on in the 8th inning, but we got screwed over because I was all over Judge pre-game. I was all over Juan Soto. Both had huge games. So that's that's DFS in a nutshell, but it's a new day. So we are going to persevere. We're going to move on. We're going to look at the other games because we can't go back in time. If we could, I would be a billionaire. So Flaherty, 8,800 scares me a little bit. I could see you using him. Any of these pitchers, honestly, are in a spot to use because it's 3 games. Tristan McKenzie, 4.35 ERA, so it is up there as well. He's, lately he's been pretty good. Houston, 7 innings, 2 earned runs. I don't understand how bad Houston is. It just doesn't make sense. This year has not made sense for some of them. I just don't get it. Houston, he looked good against them, 6 Ks there. Against Boston, 7 Ks. Against Oakland, 6 Ks. 3 good starts there. Boston wasn't the best because he did give up 2 earned runs with 2 walks and only 4 innings. And that's kind of been his downfall a little bit. 4-3, 4-3 innings, and then 6 and 5. So he hasn't gone deep into games the majority of the starts. Tournaments, I'm okay with McKenzie. I'm completely okay with McKenzie. Batting-wise, if you're not going with either pitcher, you think you're going to have success bats instead of pitchers. Matt Vierling, I would look at. Riley Green, I would look at. Had a pretty good series against the Yankees. Has been hitting well pretty much all year. Winslow Perez, you could look at. I would not look at Javi Baez. He could have a good game, but I doubt it. Spencer Torkelson, he's been cold all year. Had a huge double yesterday. Tied the game before the Yankees broke it open. But those are ones I look at. Kerry Carpenter, maybe a little bit too. But I kind of like Tristan McKenzie today, especially on this weird little slate. Flip side, Cleveland, Naylor and Ramirez. I got to have those guys in there. If I'm having Cleveland bats, it starts with those two. You could look at Bo Naylor. Some of his numbers okay, but overall not. Will Brennan, Tyler Freeman are cheaper options there. Andres Jimenez is there. Steven Kwan, I believe, just got put on the IL. Esteban Florial, I don't even know if he's up. Is Florial still up? He is. I was a huge Estevan Florial fan while he was with the Yankees. Like, I wanted him to succeed. And he just never did. He just never did. And he's got 3 home runs this year, but 200 batting average. 3,100 is cheap. Had a stolen base there. Had a pretty good game against Houston. He's a cheap option if you're looking for a Cleveland stack, but you want to go a little bit different than the other people. Next game, Angels at the Pirates. You got Tyler Anderson versus Mitch Keller. The weather is a concern here, so be that as it may, we will dig in a little bit. You got Anderson against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh hits lefties well. Anderson, 2.23 ERA. He's actually been pitching really well. The strikeouts have been there the past couple of games. Other than that, they weren't. For tournaments, I'm okay with Anderson, but I kind of like, if the weather holds up, I kind of like some of the Pittsburgh bats. You look at Mitch Keller, for whatever reason, his ERA is up there a little bit. Past couple of games have been good, couple of bad games, and then a good game against Detroit. Scares me a little bit. He is 9,700, but again, 3-game slate. You really go anywhere with this one. Don't overthink it. I think I did forget to mention, at the end of this video, we are going to give the top 20 bats after 10,000 simulations. So we run simulations every day. We run 20,000 simulations a day. During this video, 10,000 are going to run. We're going to give you the top 20 bats after. Honestly, any pitcher on this early 3-game slate is in play for me. I think Mitch Keller's only a little bit lower. He is up there in price. The Angels, without Mike Trout, they're usually not good. But they do have some guys that are hitting this year, and we're going to look at that. Taylor Ward, Logan O'Hoppe, Joe Adell. Joe Adell's now stealing bases. He's the dude. He's got to turn it around while Trout is out. That is a fact. A couple others, if you want to, pay down. Brandon Drury, Nolan Schanuel, Luis Rengifo, if he is in there. Those would be the ones there. But I kind of like the Pirates bats against Anderson. Kutch dominates, usually leading the games off. O'Neal Cruz would be one. Ke'Bryan Hayes against a lefty pitcher. I do not mind. Cheap option, Connor Joe, Yasmani Grandal usually hit well against lefties. Again, probably not today. I don't know if I'm going to play much of this early slate. I might have a lineup or two. It's probably it, though. It's completely tournament-based, not looking at cash at all. Then we've got the White Sox at the Rays. It's showing to be announced right now, but they believe it's going to be Tyler Alexander for Tampa Bay, and we do not know who for the White Sox. Alexander, 5 ERA. Like, this slate is not the best. Alexander for tournaments because he's going up against the worst team in baseball and the White Sox, I'm okay with, but I don't trust him enough to play. So basically, this could come down to one game, Detroit-Cleveland, if this game is rained out, and I don't love this game. Tampa Bay's been bad this year. The White Sox have been atrocious this year. Looking at this, we don't know who to go off of because we don't know who's pitching for the White Sox. We got to kind of jump away from this game. I don't love this early slate. Mondays are usually the day where I don't love it. 9 total games, possibility of 8 here. We don't know who the pitcher is here. So, it's Flaherty, McKenzie, and Keller probably. I don't trust the other guys, but I don't like this early slate. So we're going to move to the main slate that has actual pitchers that we know. We've got Yu Darvish facing his old team versus Justin Steele making his second start after leaving the first start of the year with, I believe, a hamstring. Overall, Darvish, 79 plate appearances, 208 batting average. Justin Steele against the Padres, 36 plate appearances, a low 8.3 K percentage, 265. He is coming off the IL. He just pitched, would have been like last Thursday or Wednesday for the Iowa Cubs. So he comes in. He's expensive considering, let's see. Yeah, his rehab was not great. Only had 1 start and 3.1 innings. 3 runs in 3.1 innings. So was not a good start for him. I can't trust his $9,000 price tag, especially against the righties in San Diego. He could have a good game. He could. I can't trust him. He obviously has not pitched in over a month in the major leagues. He left the game hurt after 4.2 innings, so his numbers are skewed. I don't understand the way DraftKings prices these guys. Like, yes, he's a good pitcher when he's healthy. He's not 100% healthy. He left. Doesn't have the best matchup there. Okay. Then we got Yu Darvish. Comes in at 8,400, 3.45 ERA, coming off a good start against Cincy. Obviously, he had a couple of weeks that he was hurt. He came back. Only 3 Ks there, so it was a little bit lower. Honestly, he's had success against them, but the Cubs' bats have been hitting pretty well this year. Excuse me, I had to pause it because I sneezed. So if you don't trust these pitchers and you want to look at the bats, San Diego bats, they just called up Donovan Solano. Could be a sneaky cheap option. If you look at Solano here, he's not even on here yet. So they haven't even put him in the player pool yet. So he is not there. He might be by the time this game starts. I could see that. Machado against a lefty, Tatis against a lefty. Kyle Higashioka would be a cheap catching option. Usually hits lefties well. I could look at him. Luis Ariz, obviously, just got traded over. He's in a better spot now. You could look at those guys. Ha-Seong Kim, you could look at a little bit. I don't mind. If you think Yu Darvish isn't going to have it, and you think the Cubs are going to hit because the Cubs have been hitting very well, Chris Morel is at the top of this list. Absolutely dominating lately. Ian Happ I would look at. Michael Busch I would look at. Mike Tauchman would be a cheap option. Nico Horner is another option. Pete Crow Armstrong could be an option for you as well. Obviously we got to wait for the lineups to come out, but if I were to look at these pitchers, I would rather take my chances with Darvish, who this is his second start after coming back from the IL, compared to Justin Steele with his price, who did not have a good outing for the iCubs. So that is my thought in this game. Next game is the Mariners versus the Twins. Luis Castillo versus Simeon Woods Richardson. Castillo, in his career against the Twins, 78 plate appearances, 232. They're obviously missing Byron Buxton, who is a pivotal person in that offense. Castillo started the season off very bad. He has righted the ship lately. The funny thing is, you come in here, he is 9,600. Had a good game against the Braves, 31.4. Against Texas, 21.9. So his against Colorado, at Colorado, 36. Then 23. So his last 4 starts have been good. He dominated 7 Ks against a really good Atlanta team. He put 6 Ks up against a good Texas team. Colorado's not good. Pretty good game against the Cubs. Now he has a matchup against Minnesota where he has had success before. He is expensive, but I would definitely look at him there. And then Simeon Woods Richardson, 2.46 ERA, 7,000. Not the best start against Chicago White Sox. 3.2 innings there. He has not gone deep into games. I think I'd rather focus on Seattle. They did just walk off on, they won the game. They won Sunday against Houston. I told you I loved Cal Raleigh, big dumper there. Had a massive home run in, I think, the 9th inning. Let's see. 4,000. Yeah, he's had back-to-back home run games against Houston there. They won both of those games. It's just, yeah, Cal Raleigh would be one that I'd look at. So looking at the bats in this game, I feel more confident taking Seattle bats, Cal Raleigh, J-Rod, Ty France, Mitch Garver I would look at. Dylan Moore is another one. Luis, and another one yesterday was Josh Rojas. I gave you guys that pick. And he was 3,200. He put up 25 fantasy points. So let me know if you guys use Josh Rojas. I was all over him yesterday. I told you that in the video. He was in our cheat sheet. I believe he was in the article. I cannot remember if I had him there, but double, triple, RBI, stolen base. He did it all. He filled up. The only category he did not fill up was a run or a home run. But yeah, 25 fantasy points for 3,200. I think people are going to chase that, but I love Josh Rojas. Again, if he starts, that's exactly what I wanted out of him. Actually, I was expecting half of that, and he came through for us. So let me know if you guys used our advice and used him yesterday. He would be one I'd use. Luis Urias would be one. Jorge Polanco. If you think Luis Castillo is going to revert and not be a stud this game, Alex Kirilloff, Carlos Santana are two. Edward Julian, I would look at. Willie Castro is another one I would look at if I'm digging a little deeper. Jose Miranda a little bit too. But I'm going with Castillo. I don't want Woods Richardson, and I really don't want any of the Twins bats yet. Maybe the simulations will prove me wrong, but we'll see. Then we get into the Brewers at the Royals. You got Bryce Wilson versus Cole Ragans. Wilson, 13 plate appearances, 462. This is a pitcher's park in Kauffman, so we can use that to our advantage. So we look at that. We take a little gander at this. So Ragans left his last start in the 7th inning. I think it was a cramp, I believe. Was having a good start against Toronto as well. He ended up 6.2 innings, 1 earned run, 9 Ks, 30.8 fantasy points. Now he's going up against Milwaukee. He's never faced them before. I don't mind him at 8,800. I think people are going to be a little bit scared off of the day-to-day tag on there. Should be good to go. Obviously, he could re-aggravate whatever it was, but I would look at him for sure. Then if you look at Bryce Wilson, 3 ERA, game long guys. We did use him against Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay is so bad this year. 6 innings pitched, 2 walks, 6 Ks, 19.3 fantasy points. I think Cole Ragans is your cash option. I think Bryce Wilson is your tournament pitcher today, one of your tournament pitchers today. If you're going to go a different direction and you want to look at bats, we could look at bats. William Contreras usually hits lefties very well. A cheaper option at catcher would be Gary Sanchez. You could look at Willie Adames or Rhys Hoskins if you think Cole Ragans is not going to do well. Rhys Hoskins is one of my favorite players on this team, and he hits lefties very, very well. So you could look at them. If you want to look at Kansas City because Bryce Wilson, I don't trust him. Bobby Witt Jr. is at the top of this list. Sal Perez, Michael Garcia, Vinny Pasquantino. MJ Melendez is inching his way towards the top now. And then some value. You want to find a couple of value picks. Michael Massey at second base. Nelson Velasquez. Freddie Furman you could look at as well. So, honestly, I don't think I want much to do with Wilson. I will have Ragans. He is a little concerning because his injury, whatever happened, could be a factor, but we will play it by ear. We'll go with that. I would rather take Cole Ragans, and I'd rather take the Royals bats here. Then we got the Mets at the Cardinals. You got Sean Manaea versus Kyle Gibson. Manaea, 35 plate appearances, 353 batting average. Kyle Gibson, 246 plate appearances, has seen the Mets a ton. 284 batting average, 20.7 K percentage. So we look at this. They're both right next to each other. Manaea is a little bit more expensive. Not a good start against the Cubs. Pretty good start against San Francisco. A couple of bad starts against LA and Kansas City. Good couple of starts. So he's been very inconsistent this year. The Cardinals can hit lefties. I don't know if I'm going to have any Manaea. I just don't think I can. He is better on the road though. So in that instance, maybe a tournament pick here. Has not had the best success against the Cardinals. And then you've got, Kyle Gibson, 3.79 ERA, 2 really good starts in a row against Detroit, Arizona. The Mets aren't the best hitting team. Tournament-wise, I think both of these pitchers are tournament picks. If you want to look at the bats, we can look at the bats. Both sides, if you don't trust either of these pitchers, Mets bats would be Brandon Nimmo, Starlin Marte, DJ Stewart, Francisco Lindor. These are the ones I would look at. If you're looking at Cardinals bats, Newt Barr, Paul Goldschmidt, Burleson, Brendan Donovan, Wilson Contreras against a lefty I love, Nolan Arenado, maybe a little bit of Nolan Gorman. And I do know Dylan Carlson is back. I don't know if he played yesterday. He's 2,400. He did start yesterday, did not do anything, but he is 2,400. He's a switch hitter too. So as long as he stays healthy at 2,400, he's a very cheap option if you're looking for just that one-off or if you're looking for a Cardinal stack there. So honestly, I think both of these pitchers are clearly only tournament picks today. I don't trust them enough in cash but I'll take my chances with tournament picks, and I will on both sides have some of those bats, so do not worry about that. Then we got the Rangers at the Athletics. You've got Andrew Heaney versus Alex Wood, battle of the lefties. Heaney, 37 plate appearances, 233. Wood, 64 plate appearances, 276. At the beginning of the season, I would say this is a pitcher's park. Andrew Heaney's going up against Oakland. Lock him in. Oakland's been hitting the ball well somehow. So let's take a look at both pitchers real quick. 6,600 for Heaney, 5.10 ERA. He's had like 3 decent starts. Again, that was Washington, Seattle, and Atlanta. Atlanta wasn't that good. Strikeouts are, 4.75. Not the best. To be honest with you, I'm probably not using Heaney in cash. I think you could use in tournaments. I'm okay with that. I don't love it. Alex Wood is 8,500, 6.32 ERA. Not a good start against Pittsburgh. We did take Pittsburgh against him, but they won the game. The Yankees, they won the game he pitched. They lost the game against Cleveland. The strikeouts have been low. I'm probably looking at bats in this game more so than I would look at the pitchers. The bats, that makes sense. I don't think it's going to be a surprise for Texas, but Adolis Garcia against the lefty. Jonah Heim is a switch hitter, and he hit a monster home run yesterday. Marcus Semien usually hits lefties well, and he's going back to his former team and playing them. That's always, I don't know if you want to see revenge factor or whatever. Maybe he shows up and shows out against the A's. He would make an option. Corey Seager, lefty on righty. I don't care. I would take him. So they did just lose Wyatt Langford to the IL, so he is out. So you could go Leody Taveras a little bit. You could go Evan Carter. You could go Josh Smith if you want to round out that Texas stack. But I think your Texas stack needs at least 3 or 4 of Garcia, Heim, Semien, Seager. You got to look at those guys. If you think that Haney's not going to have a good game, which I don't know if he will, Lawrence Butler, Brett Rooker, Langoliers, Tyler Nevin, Esteury Ruiz, I would look at. Even more, Seth Brown or J.J. Bleday. Those are going to be cheaper options there. I think the Oakland stack might go under-owned. I think this feels like one of those weird days. It's a Monday. It's a split slate. The A's might take down a tournament for you if you stack them. I do not trust Andrew Heaney. Honestly, I could see this being a very high-scoring game. If we look at this, Vegas odds as of now, in this game, over-under of 8 right now. Yeah, that's... Athletics are a 3.65. Implied run total. I think they put up more than that. I don't trust that right now. So yeah, that's what I would look at. And then the final game, we've got Miami Marlins versus the Dodgers. You got Rodiri Munoz versus Walker Buehler making his debut. I don't think he's pitched since 2022. And he's expensive, coming off the IL. Yeah, he has not pitched since August of 2022. 4.15 ERA in the minors, 21 innings. It's been almost 2 years since he's faced anything. He's 29. That scares me. I think he could have a good game, but he has not pitched in 2 years. They've put him up there at the price. I know he's got a good matchup against Miami. I think Buehler only is tournaments until he proves that he's back. I think he could have rust, and that's what scares me a little bit, especially at 2,300. And then, where's Munoz? Right here. This is the second start, I believe. This is third start. 6 innings against Colorado. He has actually been really good. Tournaments, he could be a sneaky tournament option because he's going up against the Dodgers, but I'd rather focus on the Dodgers offense. I don't trust Walker Buehler. I do trust this Dodgers offense 100% more than Miami, obviously. But if you think both pitchers are going to, not dominate, Marlins bats, Jesus Sanchez, Jazz, Josh Bell, Brian De La Cruz. Cheaper options would be Otto Lopez or Vidal Brujan. I don't mind those because I just don't trust him yet. But obviously, Dodgers are a great team. Shohei at the top, Mookie Betts, Teoscar Hernandez, Freddie Freeman, Max Muncy, like pretty much anyone, James Outman, anyone here could put up any runs that they need against this team. So Roddery has been good the past couple of starts. I will have him in a couple of tournament lineups just because people will be all over the Dodgers more, but I do expect the Dodgers to have a really good game too. But you've always got to have a contingency plan if your first one doesn't go according to plan. So, not the best slate. I don't love this Monday slate of games. None of the pitchers jump out to me. Just to reiterate, I wouldn't have any exposure to Wood. Probably not looking at Bryce Wilson. No Haney, no Woods Richardson. A little bit of Roddery here just for tournaments. Gibson and Manaea are both tournaments only. I think Darvish is both cash or tournaments. Cole Reagans is... I'm scared of his price tag and if his lingering issue comes back, but I'm okay with him. I don't trust Justin Steele against San Diego. I don't think I trust enough Walker Buehler. I don't know how deep he's going to go into this game, especially at 9,300. If he could come in, do 5 innings, and strike out 10, obviously he's going to hit that value that you need. The chances of that are very unlikely. And then Luis Castillo, absolutely love Luis Castillo. He's the picture of the video and the article for a reason. So just looking at BVP real quick, if anyone likes this, you can see that Francisco Lindor against Kyle Gibson has been the best of all the guys this year, or in his career. 352 batting average, 60 plate appearances. Joey Wendell against Gibson, 29 plate appearances, batting 379 with 1 home run. JD Martinez, Jeff McNeil have had home runs against them. You can see Yan Gomes against Darvish, 11 plate appearances, 1 home run, batting 455. You can check this on the website. The BVP is on the website, which is FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. So we are going to give you the top 20 bats after we've done 10,000 simulations. So it's all ran. Let's go. Let's get going. This is what you guys are here for. Number 1, Riley Green. Number 2, Corey Seager. Number 3, Josh Bell. 4 is Jose Ramirez. 5 is Brendan Donovan. 6 is Pete Alonso. 7 is Jeff McNeil. 8 is Bryce Harper. 9 is Brian Reynolds. 10 is Ryan Jeffers. 11, Tyrone Taylor, which would be a cheap option for the Mets. Next is Marcus Semien, followed by Adolis Garcia, Jesus Sanchez, Francisco Lindor, Nolan Gorman, Josh Naylor, Matt Vierling, Nate Lowe, and Leody Taveras to round out the numbers. There you have it. Those are the early projections, early top 20 after 10,000 simulations. Depending on when you watch this video, it can and most likely will have changed by then. Hopefully we get the weather news early today so we know if weather's going to be a factor for the games or not, so we don't get screwed over. And that's what I've got. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, get those down below. Hit us up in the Discord link. That's what we've got for a Monday. Good luck on this slate. And as always, let's bring home some bacon. Peace.